Tell you when the button is red, it is now red, sir.
Man, love me.
Right, and we are back.
All right.
Salute, gentlemen. Happy birthday to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome home, brother.
We are back. Birthday just passed. Celebration. Got them drinks. We back at it.
That's pretty nice.
Oh, yeah.
That is pretty nice.
All right. So, first topic, starting it off.
Whoa. I just want to start by saying this. I did some research, and just so everybody know, Jasmine Crockett is okay. She's all right. She's looking for a job, but she's all right. So,
Oh, man.
yeah.
I didn't know that was
It was worrying me because she dipped out for a minute, and I got concerned. So I had to send out get some information on her. She's doing okay.
I mean,
I wouldn't be like in the limelight either if you lost. Like, it's like, what's the point of being in the limelight at that point? It's
But
like,
people still care, and that's what I wanted to express. That I still,
you know.
yeah, okay.
She got her people that still cares about her. You know, Spirit Airline is, I'm sorry, no. They not hiring.
That's nuts.
Sorry.
That's nuts.
that is kind of wrong. Hey, we need a sound effect of the Family Feud X button.
My
nah.
God. Ooh, they are not hiring. But we'll talk about Spirit in a little bit. But
I'm going wherever y'all want to go. It's all day.
It's like 3, so I'm lumping them all into one.
Shoot.
It's kind of a little old, but it's still being talked about. But I'm gonna lump them all into 3, I guess. Whatever. Jada Pinkett Smith, Leslie Jones, and who the last one? Megan Thee Stallion. So
Okay.
a little bit of a lumping them all into the same subject, but I want to talk about the mess that they all got going on. All kind of similar. These people are celebrities. They putting their information out there on the world to see. But I wanted to get you guys' opinion because clearly there's a lot of people that's talking about these celebrities putting their business out there on the internet, giving their point of view. But I wanted to get you guys' point of view. Like, what do you guys think of the young women out here that are 25 years old and they're out here dating this guy? This guy is charming, romantic. He's a player. All the girls want him. All the girls in the DM. And she wins the battle, right? She gets with this guy 15 years down the line. They are now married. They got kids. He help out around the house, pays the bills. He does everything, a woman would typically want in her man. But now all of a sudden she's watching podcasts with Jada Pinkett Smith, Leslie Jones, and she see all this mess going on with Megan Thee Stallion. Now she feels some type of way, like she don't have her worth, or now she's unhappy, at her point in her life. But then she's unhappy with her husband. Now she sees her husband in the same way she sees the man that she would put in the friend zone. Now they break up. Now she's back out on the market. She's dating the exact same man her husband used to be. But she fucked around and found out. I'm 40 years old. I don't do this shit no more. I don't go out every weekend how we used to do. I don't go out and fly out every month like how we used to do. We do that shit on occasion. I enjoy my comfortable life that I built with my husband, right? And now she's out here making YouTube videos talking about, I regret divorcing my husband because, hey, I was listening to Jada Pinkett Smith and she said, don't be in a relationship because I'm unhappy. Or Leslie Jones getting on a podcast saying marriage is legalized slavery for a woman. Or you even look at some of the stuff that Megan Thee Stallion doing. Like, she goes around and get with all these men trying to find that bachelor. And then now all of a sudden she finds Clay Thomas.
Thompson.
Or Clay Thompson. And then now, he cheats and she's unhappy. But now she's out here making a video like why I regret divorcing my husband. Like, I see that a lot with a lot of women that goes online and put their information out there on the internet, but they reflecting off of these celebrities that they see online and try to apply it to their life, but then they end up regretting it. Like, what you got to take on that? I mean,
Like I checked out on Jada Pinkett and Will Smith stuff.
I mean, you
a
know,
long time ago. It's like
they,
I'm like, but overall, it's like I don't care about people's people's takes on like relationships, and you know, unless you got a PhD behind you and you have, you know, like knowledge, like if I'm going to you as a counselor, and you know you got backstory on my relationship and you know both sides of it, and then you giving advice based off of that, it's like I'm really not gonna take anything that's said, you know, on the internet to heart. But as far as only thing that I'm aware of fully is the Megan Thee Stallion situation, and that was kind of one of the things I did want to talk about. Not so much of the actual situation or her as a person or him as a person, but the amount of people and the amount that people care. Is like, why do people care? Either side. It's like I see dudes going online and they just like, yeah, that's what she get, and you can't turn a hoe to a housewife, and no matter how bad you are, you still, you know, what does it say? The whole messed up saying is like, for every fine woman in the world, there's a dude that's tired of fucking her. Like,
damn,
like it doesn't matter, and people just like saying all kind of messed up stuff, and people happy that she, you know, that her relationship is over with and she's brokenhearted. It's like, what kind of fucked up shit is that, you know? And then on the other side, it's like people are actually out here like taking what you think about her situation and putting it as a frame of how they look at you. It's like was it Kev on stage? He, you know, was online and he was like, he thinks that, you know, the way that you feel about Megan Thee Stallion and his relationship is a good indication of what type of person you are. And I'm like, as far as when a woman is dating a man, he was like, he thinks that a woman should, you know, be like, hey, what do you think about Megan Thee Stallion in the situation or whatever? And that would tell her a lot about him and help her judge whether or not she should continue dating him or not. And I'm like, I kind of get where he's coming from, as far as it can give you a clue into like the mentality of a guy. And if like you dating a guy, he's like, oh, that bitch got what she deserved. Like, yeah, he probably ain't gonna be a pretty good, you know, dude to date or whatever. But I don't think that it's like, you know, a blanket, you know, qualifier, because it's like, what if you know, a person like me, I don't care. I don't have an opinion one way or another. Only thing I can say is like, it's unfortunate, you know, that, you know, her heart was broken. It's like, that sucks for anybody. It ain't got nothing to do with Megan Thee Stallion specifically. It's like anybody to get, you know, cheated on, you know, it's not a good feeling. And it just, wouldn't wish that on anybody. But it's just like, why do we care so much about her situation, about her relationship status, and all this other stuff on either side of the fence? Whether you you know, a big fan of hers and hyping her up, or whether you a hater and you don't like her because you like Tory Lanez and you think he should be out of jail. It's like, why do you care so much? Why is that such a
that fan base that comes out there and lean into everything the famous people say, and you know,
I get it, but it's just like, they human beings just like everybody else, man. They fallible and they are imperfect human beings. So it's like, why are you placing so much stock in what this person got going on in their life?
Because you know, you get Megan Thee Stallion, majority of her music is somewhat,
it's ratchet. It's ratchet. It really is what it is. It's like
deeming down men, and you know, of course, you putting your business out there on the internet, and supposedly majority of the men she been in a relationship with. Klay Thompson is the richest out of all the men she dated. But what I don't like is how they try to prop her up as on a pedestal so high. Like, no, like Megan Thee Stallion, Klay Thompson, I'm a cheater too. Let's both date. What do you think gonna happen? Somebody gonna cheat.
I haven't heard. I don't know. I haven't heard anything as far as either one of them's past relationships. I just know.
Oh yeah, you know
she used to be with
information
with Tory Lanez, and I'm like, I don't know. Outside of that situation, I'm like, I don't know or care about any of Megan's dating history. So I'm like,
it's a topic. It's out there, you know.
I'm just like, as far as her music goes, it's like she makes music for adults.
Yeah.
So it's like, you really can't, you know, the people who both put her up on a pedestal and try to tear her down because of her music. It's like, she make music for adults. She's not supposed to be some, your teenager's role model. She's not
Yeah, of
supposed to
course.
be, looked up to. It's like she is an entertainer
Mhm.
and she makes music for adults. Now, if you let your kids listen to that, then that's on you as a parent. It ain't got nothing to do with her. And the music that she makes doesn't necessarily fully reflect on who she is as a person. It's like she could be making these songs about, doing whatever her songs are about, but that don't mean that's what she doing in her personal life. Just like all of the gangster rappers that be out and talking about how they'll shoot up the crib and kill your mama, kidnap your daddy, and all this other stuff.
They
It's
kinda
like they
do.
not finna do that shit. No, not the young ones maybe, because they was actually out there doing the shit. But I'm talking about
Ice Cube did not.
it's like Ice Cube is like, hey, I'm like,
we were doing that
yeah,
shit.
so
No, they were.
But all in all, these are famous people. These people have a whole bunch of money. They live a different life from you, me, and everybody else live. Unless you got money. Even if you got money, you don't live their life.
I mean, they got different lives, but
they
at the
always
same
in the
time,
spotlight, and then
they still human beings.
They get to put all they stuff out on they get to put all their stuff out on the internet, show they butthole, sex tape, them doing drugs, and then the next day they make another $100,000. I can't do that shit.
Yeah, that might be in the cards on how it's set up. But what the story that you started with in terms of women looking at these women and then going home and deciding they don't want to be with their husbands anymore because they're watching a lifestyle like you talking about, like, that depends on the people that follow them and believe in, grass is green on the other side scenarios. And maybe it's not just because of Meg Thee Stallion and Jada Pinkett and I forgot who else you mentioned.
Leslie Jones.
Leslie Jones. It's like, they're derived from the same generations where we were taught those things that, a man had to do a certain things, and it used to be a song, ain't nothing going on but the rent. Got to have a job. It's like that shit been in play. So it just led up now to, I guess, society and how celebrity is being played, where they set like a standard and people just fall in line or fall behind them. If that's who they gravitate towards, and if that's who they listen to. I personally think it's a sad state of affairs where these are the same black women that cry out for rights. And I will say that. I was like, I think out of all the people on this planet and in this country that got it hardest, is going to be black women, hands down. And they've been sold a raggedy ass bill of sale, and there's no way they can take it back at this point. And just over the time, it's just like, yeah, they got the worst hand in this. And again, this is how society is playing it. So it's fucked up, but because it's like, where's the fix going to be in this in the long run? And it's just going to continue to go to where, wherever it leads to. So
yeah,
I got nothing.
Yeah, I feel like the way that the world is running now is like men are losing their masculinity, and a lot of people say that that's by design, by other people, and it's like it seems to be working if that's the case. But it's like it feels like a lot of men, the ones that get pushed to the forefront and the ones that get the spotlight put on them, I feel like they're losing their masculinity, and they are not taking these traditional roles that men are traditionally supposed to take. And then on the other hand, is like you have women who want those traditional men, those men with the traditional values, but they themselves don't, want to own up to their half of that traditional lifestyle. It's like you want the man that has a stable job and can provide and take care of you and do all the things that the men are typically, traditionally, stereotypically supposed to do. But then it's like you don't want to clean, you don't want to cook, you don't want to take care of the house, and you don't want to do all of these things. It's like what do you want? It's like you want your cake and you want to eat it too. It's like you got to give up one to have the other, and there's not even saying that every single relationship has to be this cookie cutter, the man does this, the woman does these things. And it's like, no, like there can be a blend, like some things that a man usually does, a woman could take over. Some things that the woman usually does, the man could take over. Like, and my personal life is like, I'm the one who cooks. And it's like, that's traditionally supposed to be a woman's job. But I actually enjoy cooking and I actually have a talent for it. So I'm like, I'm going to get up and cook. And it's like, it don't make me less of a man, and it doesn't make my wife less of a wife because she doesn't enjoy cooking. It's like, hey, the food is getting done. I'm like, and she, will pick up slack in whatever other areas that may need to be done.
And I must admit, your meals are quite tasty. So,
Well, thank you, sir.
no problem. No, thank you.
Oh yeah.
I was about to ask what you was cooking tonight. I'm like, and in my admission, I was like, I do laundry because I like my shit separated when it goes into the damn washing machine. It's just something I grew up on. So now it's like I just tell her don't touch nothing.
Yeah.
I hate fucking white socks and t-shirts and shit boggling around. Yeah, it's a whole chaos thing. But yeah, that's the truth to it. But nowadays it's more of each side defining on what they will or will not do versus what should be done.
Yeah.
And in any relationship, what comes first is a partnership, and that got to be established before you make any step forward. And by society dictating it on how a person should act towards another person, again, it's like if you fall into that trap and believe in it, then so be it. I mean, every couple is going to define their roles, and they're going to define how their relationship work, and it shouldn't have to do anything with what Megan Thee Stallion or Leslie Jones has to say about it.
Yeah, everything is become transactional when it comes to the dating world out here. And it's like once you get married and you've been together for more than 5 years or whatever like that, it's like you start to see that, hey, this shit this not how it actually goes. It's like there are going to be compromises, and there are going to be positions that you just naturally fall into, regardless of whether it's traditionally a man's role or a woman's role. But like I said, it seems like the society is men are not being very manly and women are not being very womanly. It's like they want to be they want to be everything. So that's my only opinion on it.
They want to change the engine. They want to.
Hey, no, they don't want to do no head.
I'm like, hey,
I don't want to
you
do no
check
manual
because I got a motherfucking car right now that I almost threw my back out on yesterday. If you want to come over and knock it out, you go right ahead.
Nah, they don't want to do that.
You cooking tonight? Let me come in there and
fix.
pick all the food before you even get finished.
No, see, that's where I break down in all fairness.
I zoned out. No, I zoned out for a second.
They'll be like, you don't have that time like when you like cooking food and you like making a process, but then like people come in and like pick like, ooh, these carrots good.
Oh hell no. Ain't no being in the kitchen while I'm cooking.
Like just stop it.
No.
Go sit down there and wait for the food to be done. All right, well,
what you got next? Because that was my only that was the only thing I had as far as that.
So the next one is I have is kind of like, would you let your political views prevent you from making money? Because we see all these people out here that has, like, let's say for example, like you're a person of interest. You have a large following across all these platforms, and people lean into what you say, and they gravitate for your opinion, your thoughts on certain things. But then, a certain organization comes out of nowhere, or a political power, Democrat, the left, or whatever, and they say, we want you to endorse X, Y, Z, whether if that's a person or organization or a typically a negative thing that's out there that typically your audience don't see that you will support that organization or something. There are people out there that are just going to take the money. We've seen it during the last primary, or
we see that almost every election. It's like you got people coming out endorsing particular candidates.
But are you a type of person that will say like, no, I would never support? Of course, obviously the black person gonna say I would never support the KKK or come out during a campaign.
They just did.
But some people are like, hey, I don't care about that. I got a family to feed. I got bills. You want to pay me X amount of dollars. Just like Beyonce. Beyonce went up there on stage. Supposedly, they say she got $10 million. Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, they all got up there and said, we want you to vote for this person, an endorsement. I'm not telling you I'm finna vote for this person. I'm telling you to vote for this person. And they got paid X amount of dollars or whatever the amount was. Meanwhile, you don't even know who they voted for because these are rich people. These are people that have a large following, and typically they might tell you to your face, I don't care. Nick Flintad, you know who Nick Flintad is, right?
Yeah.
People pay him to endorse a certain political party. Sometimes I think he's just playing the game. He's just coming out there and saying whatever he wants online, just like Alec Jones, Stephen A. Smith, all these people online, they tell you, I'm not voting for this person or I'm voting for this person, but how much are they getting paid? Or are they getting paid? Because we've seen it come out with their tax, the Democrat tax form, to where it showed where some of the money went. Oprah Studio got whatever X amount of dollars, and they built that studio. 100,000, 300,000. Is there any amount of money that you wouldn't take or would take, or you just gonna be like, hey, I don't care. this money finna help me. I ain't making all this money off of the YouTube or the Instagram stuff. I'm only making change off of this. They finna pay me 100,000, or $1 million, or 10 million, and you set. And it's donated money. That means you ain't gotta pay taxes on it. Donation money.
Well, at least speaking for. Well, in regards to like celebrities and stuff, I think like, them doing, certain benefits for campaigns is like, you can assume that that's who they're going to vote for, or you can assume that, I think stereotypically it would make sense to believe that Beyonce, Megan Thee Stallion, and Cardi B would have likely voted for Kamala Harris. So that is not like a red flag, or like, looking at, the person like, man, what? Like, you must have just did that for a check. So those examples, like, it's whatever, but like, who knows? Like, who knows?
No, but it's Chili, they found out she donated $500 to the Trump campaign. Now,
she was, she had her explanations for it, but it's like, it doesn't, like, that doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's like, it's about what, your assumption as a person who doesn't know this person intimately is your assumption of what you think that person would likely vote as versus what this person actually, thinks and feels, and people that are close to them, may know. So it may seem like that's out of left field for you and I, but people who may know Chili, like, hey, they may have conversations with her and know that, she feels a certain type of way about certain subjects. And it may even align with what she said, like, hey, I thought I was donating to this. It just happened to be, tied to, to President Trump's campaign. But at the same time, it's like, who cares? It's like the purpose behind her donation was to help, X, Y, and Z charity. But as for me personally, I have a certain standard and like set of morals that I'm not easily swayed on. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you have to show me like, some really good evidence and proof and examples of why my belief system and the things that I hold, important, why they may be, why it may be misinformed or wrong about it, in order to get me to, sway away from, how I feel about something. And money is not that big of a sway as far as something that I hold dear. It's like, you're not going to pay me enough to go against, my internal system, because it's like, I still got to go to bed at night. Now, if it is something that I happen to agree with, is like, I'll get up there and I'll be like, hey, this person, has said they're going to do this. This person is in support of this and this and this. And this is things that I agree with. So, this person has my support on these things. But if there's other things that I disagree with, it's like, I'm not going to just get up there and, get the tap dance and be like, hey, this is the best candidate in the world, knowing that I don't, necessarily agree with everything that they say. Now, if you want to pay me to tell you that I agree with you on these things, then sure, I'll tell you that I agree with you on it. But you're not going to get me to go up there and lie and say that, hey, I agree with this and this and this, but I don't.
Okay, so is this my turn? To any Democrat or Republican, I will take checks from $50 to $500 million. I don't care. I will lie my ass off. If you come ask me, I've got a check for you for $100 million. What do you want me to say? I'm about to go up there and deliver a speech because anybody dumb enough to listen to anything that I have to say, oh, trust me, I'm going to bed real nice and let you know I'm cashing that check. That motherfucker's been like on that Chase app. I clicked that it's been deposited.
Boy, you go up on
There's
stage.
no need for me. Oh, while I'm on stage, there's no need for me to lie. That's free money to me. If somebody is like, hey, I'm gonna offer you $2 million. That's it. Okay, what you need for me to say? Shit, I'm there. Because in actuality, it's like I just don't care. Because it's like it's lies anyway. And like we talked about earlier, anybody dumb enough to listen to me, I'm like, you already in trouble.
But I mean, even something that you completely disagree with?
Man, I don't care about polar bears, global warming, none of that shit. But give me a check. I'll be up there crying for a polar bear. Like, come on, y'all, they bears.
What if
they can't swim?
What if Democrats offered you money to go up there and like, promote anti-2A bills that could possibly get?
Yeah, how much are we talking? How much we talking? Is it $2 million? Because I can tell you right now, for $2 million, I'm breaking the law. I can go up there and tell you that everything about a gun is bad as long as they don't come in my house. Because guess where they're going to be at?
Those laws are going to turn into them having the right to come and get you.
If they catch me, then yes. If they come to my house, then I'm going to be like, I'm going to be in a state where it's allowed. Put it that way. And I'm going to talk all this shit about 2A for the motherfuckers that can't get guns. I'm going to be like, your niggas shouldn't have them. You shouldn't be allowed to cross the street. I wish bullets cost $5 million a piece. Your niggas would never shoot each other. I'm going to run down the whole line. But at my house, oh, it's going to be all types of shotguns, AR-15s, cannons if I can stick them in there. It's going to be some shit. They worried about Iran getting a nuke. Shit, I might have one in the basement.
Well, because the reason why I asked that question, because I was watching a podcast with Charlton White, and somebody asked him the same question, and he was like, "I don't give a fuck about nobody. Like, I'm finna die in a couple more years. Like, I might not live another 10 years. I might not live another 5 years." But he said, "I'm not gonna support the KKK. Like, you ain't gonna never get me to come up there and say that. But if you give me $10 million,
yes, no joke." Didn't they just bust the people out? You had sent us that link on that SPLC.
That's the next one.
That shit is fucking nutballs.
Southern Poverty Law Firm. You heard about it?
Center, yeah.
Okay, Southern Poverty Law Firm is
Center.
A public poverty law center is it's a law firm, I believe.
Yeah, it is a law firm, but it's a
law firm that got caught. Well, a little bit of a story. They always come out with ads and things or campaign trailers and stuff stating that, hey, the Republicans are racist, Donald Trump is racist, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, pushing forth, ideas and movement that for better, programs and stuff for Black people and people of minority. But it came out in I guess I don't know if it was a leak or an uncover or an investigation or indictment that they were funneling money to the KKK and the neo-Nazis. And it was a large. Well, I'm sorry, Negroes. I didn't see y'all protesting this shit.
Yeah,
I ain't see y'all niggas protesting this shit. Camera, come back on me. I ain't see y'all niggas protesting this shit. And it's like they was accusing the Republicans of exactly what they were doing. They were funding the KKK and the neo-Nazis, and you didn't see any outrage or protest or anything from the left. And then I guess if you look more into their history, I guess they go all the way back until the KKK or the Klan when they were, really established and funding them then. So it's this notion or this idea that they've been funding them all this time, but some of the KKK or the neo-Nazis, they have gotten more quiet in their movement, and the only time you see them is when they have a march or something going down the street, or they're doing whatever they. What is it called when they march down the street and
they just protest?
Yeah,
a rally or something.
Yeah, rallies.
And then they're trying to link to say, hey, some of these things that were going on, even when Trump had a rally in the state, in the same state as the KKK. They said he would possibly, his campaign funding them, but it turns out ended up being them. Because I guess as more information comes out, they're tying the money to certain events in the history, and where during that year you were campaigning against gun violence for Black people, or this, or you're trying to defend Black people, but you were funding these organizations or these certain movements that were going on that particularly targeted and see the downfall of Black people. So and it's
So what was their response when this all came out?
I didn't even see it. So
they haven't responded yet. But what happened was there was two of the guys that sit on the board, finance board. One of them does for the SPLC. They opened up like shell corporations, and the dumb thing about it, I don't get, because it's a paper trail that leads to it. But they opened up these shell corporations, and they did, I want to say, like almost 10 of them in the course of 2 days. So you opened up a shell corporation in order to launder money. And these dudes, they had like 10 of them within 2 days. It was like I forgot what companies they were, but they opened it up in order to receive these funds, and then started moving the money back into given to like the KKK organizations and these different people. So they were able to backtrack it to that. And then the indictment that they listed asked that question, like, hey, y'all want to explain this, how, your chief officer, your chief financial officer is funneling money and paying bills to like these organizations. And their first response was like, oh, yeah, well, we were doing it because there was some undercover scam, we had people working undercover trying to get more information on these organizations so that, we can learn more about them and check their movements. But it's like, for $3 million, I was like, you could have did that shit for free. I like, you could have got some little college kid fresh out of college and told him what the deal was. It wasn't going to cost you $3 million. And it goes to say that there was I forgot what it's called, but you create the problem reaction solution. And that's pretty much what, every government operates off of. If they can create a problem using the shot, for example, they created a problem and then they waited for the reaction, and out of nowhere they had a solution. Well, that game has always been played, and it only makes sense that if you are a person of power, or you are in a group of power, and you're going to maintain that based off of a certain entity or a certain thing, but if that thing does not exist and you would be out of power, you would definitely go to make this thing exist so you can stay in the power. I mean, I would. I was like, so if I had to create a shadow organization that I'm on paper going to go fight every day in order to get a 6 digit paycheck at the end of the year, like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go create my own boogeyman. And this is what they did in this instance. And it is not shocking. I mean, that doesn't come as a shock at all. My only shock is the people that continue to buy into it and believe in it all. Because I was always wondered that too. It's like everybody would be, oh, this racism. Even in Trump's first term in 2016 when he was running, there was a big thing everybody would talk about, like, oh, when Trump gets in office, all the, crazy white folks from the mountains are going to come down and start killing Black people. And it's just like, how did you come up with this shit? It never happened. And the same thing now, it's like, oh, he's racism, all this. It's like, people really don't be out there like that, that from the degree that the Democrats were talking. Like, they're talking about they chaining niggas back up to bumpers and dragging them through the streets. I'm like, yeah, that's just not there. But again, it's like you create this problem so people have a reaction, so then you can promote the solution and be like, hey, here we go. And they got paid doing it.
Yeah, and it's like it's, I guess, I think it's Cash Patel. I guess it's opening up more doors for them to investigate more.
I do not trust that nigga Lazy Eye at all.
Yeah,
his Lazy Eye drift off like when your battery in your mouse go dead. That motherfucker cursor just be like,
Yeah, I feel like he dropped the ball on the Epstein. I'm like, where them files at? Something going on.
Yeah, they started seeing
But
the wrong names in there.
I don't even want to say no names.
I still have a gripe about that because everybody was like, oh, I was like, but dude, Biden administration had 4 years to unload, and they would have tripled every Republican had those names had something to produce, and they just did not. So either that dude name wasn't in those files, or there was nothing that they could conjure up. Me personally, if I was a Democrat, I'd have made some shit up because it's like, if I'm the only people that know what's in the files, it's like you don't have an argument with me if I'm the president at that time and my party is in power. I'm making up stuff about you just so I can put you in the dirt. So for them to be like, now what's the big deal with the files? It's like, okay, well, you either dropped the ball when you had the chance or there wasn't nothing when you had the chance. So for everybody to be like, man, what about the files? Like, well, Biden administration had 4 years to do it. They didn't do nothing about it. So it couldn't have been nothing too important in it.
Yeah, or I kind of feel like it still goes back to what Pam Bondi said. If we arrest all the names in the file, the entire system will collapse. And they probably read them files like, ooh, there my name is. Ooh, page 4. Oh, snap. They got the
Redact.
photo. Oh,
Redact.
snap.
Redact.
Oh, they had me when I was doing that. Oh, they never going to see the light of day. These
like, let me just give me that can of Flex Seal.
Man,
I'm gonna just this whole page.
Because you know what's funny? I'm not sure if you guys been seeing all these people that's been posting. Because, people still looking through the actual files and they say, hey, I seen some wild stuff. I can't say what the name is, but here's the file number. Go search the file. And then when you go search it, it's already gone.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And some people claim that we've been saving the files to my computer. Then all of a sudden, people showed up to their house and say, we need your laptop. And all of a sudden, you don't see these people post online anymore, or they start talking about it like, yeah, well, what I said in that video last week, I was wrong. I'm like,
not if I got paid for it, I'm not.
Somebody.
Yeah, speaking of people coming up missing, you been hearing about all these damn scientists and coming up dead and missing?
Man, this alien thing.
Yeah. It's like all these people that had something to do with with all the different projects and the like the Area 51 and all that stuff. Yeah. It's like all of a sudden they just disappearing, they all dying, and
I kind of feel like we're watching. I kind of feel like we're watching another episode of The Simpsons when Mr. Burns turned into that alien and was going through the goddamn the forest. I bring you love.
Oh. He was glowing and shit.
And then he was like, when he got back to normal, he was like, yeah, now that I'm back to normal, I don't bring you love. And then they gave him that shot again to shut him up.
His eyes full up. He was glowing.
That's what I don't know. Something going on. Like they're not telling us something. I mean, something going to come from Area 51.
I mean, they never tell us stuff. They tell us stuff when it's like 30, 40 years afterwards, and then they already figured out what to do with it, and so that now they can put it out there. It's just like you ever seen that movie Paul? It was in the Alien movie with Seth Rogen. He was playing the alien.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah.
And he was like, "Why do you think that they've been force feeding you this image of me for the past 40, 50 years, so that when they ready to start letting us come out and be amongst you guys, it's like you be used to it. It's like you think they just found this picture, just made up this picture. It's like, no, this is what it is."
So you won't be shocked. And those kids, they're going to be like, look, Mom, Alan is real. I've been seeing him for 4 years. Like, what are you talking about? That's the monster you always say that's in your closet. Then that motherfucker is real.
What was you doing in my closet?
I've been watching you make pancakes for 4 years.
It's just like we definitely in the Matrix for real, man. They just...
Like your daughter been bringing me the pancakes every morning. Every time you cook your daughter breakfast, and you like, how did you eat your pancakes so fast? She been feeding me that shit, bringing that shit up to the
and the M&Ms, delicious.
Oh man,
cat been missing for 2 years.
Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, but
so what do y'all think is happening to these? I mean, I didn't look into it. I saw like a couple of things on it.
Mm-hmm.
And as I was reading it down the list, it was like some of them were old. There were some strange incidents in terms of people just walking off and shit. So, I mean, that's creepy. But I wouldn't know what the conspiracy would be in terms of like what would be the purpose behind knocking these people off. Is it they were about to say something or something is about to be
That's the only
revealed?
thing I could, possibly come up with as far as a thought because, and then the FBI is deciding to start investigating and looking into it, and they're like, yeah, this is kind of weird. Like all these people just starting to just up and disappear, and within a strange amount of time.
I mean, I still feel like they are preparing us for something because you got Obama that come up tomorrow. Aliens are real. Like he wanted to be the one to come out first and say it. Like no, we've been new. Like we've been new something out there, something going on. But
no is a strong word. We didn't know anything. We just had suspicions.
I mean, you don't believe nothing else is out there?
No, that's
besides
not that's not what I'm saying. It's different between using a certain amount of logic and saying, hey, the universe is as big as you guys are telling us. Then, mathematically speaking, I feel like it's pretty unlikely that we are the only planet amongst the infinite, billions and trillions and, the infinite amount of planets that are out there in the world. I mean, in the universe. It's like, but that's different than saying, I know that there are aliens out there. That's a different thing because you don't know. Only way for you to know is, for it to actually become, an established, proven thing. And it's not yet.
Or do you think some of the people now are getting a little bit too familiar and too far advanced with AI and AI's discovering stuff that is not supposed to? Because we all know that AI get jailbreak. When you jailbreak AI, then you can access certain prompts, and people are now building their own computers and having it do tasks and stuff. And then you giving it free will or give it a prompt to say, I want you to have free will. Go out there and search the internet. Because typically almost every file is digitized in some way online. Like I highly doubt we still doing a mass storage area with a whole bunch of files on the cabinet, and you say, hey, we need to put this shit into a computer because some asshole can come in here and just say, I'm gonna burn down all this shit because the government is covering up all this BS. And then now, you lose all the files. I mean, I think it's somewhere on the flash drive or something in a cloud or.
I mean, I don't think we know anything that the government doesn't want us to know. I feel like if the government really don't want us to know it, then we're just not going to know it, period. Like there's no such thing as, unless there's, a whistleblower, that comes out, but then we know what happens to them. So it's like,
they disappear.
There's no, oh, I searched through these files and I found this and they don't want us to know. Like, no, if they didn't want us to know, then we wouldn't, period, point blank. Like there ain't no leaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like sometimes the government slips up themselves because they always telling you, hey, we'll pay you $1 million if you can hack our system. Like no, like you're just trying to cover yourself in some type of way. Like Verizon does this, Microsoft does this, to where they tell people, hey, we want you to hack our system. And if you can, we're going to give you $1 million. But then we know what you would have done to try to hack our system. And
that's nothing new. They've been doing that all forever. Since they invented computers, it's just like the best hackers are never the ones that are trained in the government. It's like you got to go find them. Some 14-year-old in
Bill Gates did it.
Yeah, some 14-year-old savant in his parents' basement with a bag of Cheetos and some Mountain Dew. Like,
yeah, but you don't think we'll ever get to that point? Like, hey, aliens is among us, and then now you get like the weirdos out there that comes along and they say, hey, man, like, I want to marry that alien.
I wouldn't be surprised, man. There's a lot of wackos.
That'd be a TV show.
Yeah, if they come out with 3 titties like in Total Recall, it might be a little different story.
Like this alien that turned me upside down, had me in outer space. I saw stars beyond the moon.
Bachelor alien,
and it all happened in 1 minute, and then the alien got pregnant.
You come down here looking like a human woman with 3 titties. I might slide in the DMs.
We gonna name the baby Alan. That's what the baby gonna be. All right. Well, AI. Did you guys hear about the school shooter? I don't know if he was successful, but he acted upon or did a school shooting, and he used AI to map out his route on how he was going to execute the
Yeah, I
school
saw
shooting.
that shit.
I did not see that. Where did this happen?
Yeah, I don't remember where it was.
It's
But it was some.
a little bit ago, but it was all on the news, and they searched his history, and AI gave them everything. Give me a map of the school. Give me how many feet I need to go this way. Do I need to make a left? Where are the predominant schools there? Wow. And
Yeah,
AI gave them all the information, and they said it with Chat GPT. And Chat GPT, the standard one, this is supposed to be the most secured one ever, besides all the other ones online.
I'm sure he didn't use the regular.
Yeah, he did. He used the regular Chat GPT that everybody typically have on their phone, but whatever.
You sure?
The paid version, yeah. And then Chat GPT is now under investigation because they asked, how did they allow? Yeah, look it up. How did the app allow him to get that information like that, or to bring up, I'm just, however many feet you need to walk this way. The front door is here. What time is the classroom? How many kids in the classroom are typically in this school or for this school? Yeah, it's buck wild. Like AI is whew.
But yeah, just like he had it pretty much get him like a damn near step by step how to run through and clear the building and start killing people.
Yeah, this is gonna be.
I'm like, I saw, like, yeah, I don't know what they were doing on the like actual news, but like I only saw 1 or 2 videos of it.
Was this the one in Florida?
Oh,
No, this is 2025.
I forgot.
Nah, that was this year.
Kid use.
But I'm just like, I'm like, the same thing that I always think about these mass shootings and stuff. It's like I wish they would just stop promoting them so much. It's like that's exactly what they want. They doing this for attention. And then you go on, and putting their face and their name all over the news and talking about them and stuff. It's like, that's what they want, man. I feel like these mass shooters and stuff like that, when the news people are covering it, they should cover, everything except for talking about, saying the person's name or their picture or whatever. I'm like, highlight the people that, that were killed and the people that, put it into it. Talk about them. Make the majority of the segment about them and not, about this lunatic that decided, to go kill a bunch of people for no reason. Or because you're mad at the world or whatever reason it is.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that don't become a regular thing, because all you do is just put this out there, and then you get a little bit of fame to your name, and then now you see these other people that try to replicate it, and then they want to do the same thing. Now they're on Chat GPT.
It's already a regular thing. That's what happened since serial killers.
But using AI to map out your
Well, I mean that was bound to happen. I mean, you just look at, like, I've, talking to G about it before. It's like I've seen, this person talking about this technology that we have. And he was just saying, like, we just have not been good stewards of technology. It's like we go out and we invent all these, technology as far as, AI and computer and the internet. And then we just give people unfettered access to it with no, guard rails. And then it's like, you see what happens. It's like we don't take responsibility for the negative things that can be done for, with our technology. It's like we just progress just because we can, not necessarily thinking about should we. And this is what happens. Like I said, it was bound to happen.
Wow, and this is a kid. They're not releasing the name or the age because it's a minor.
Mhm.
But the classmates that they shot up were in between the ages of 12 and 13. There's 5 of them. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. And he killed his mother and his 11-year-old stepbrother. And I think this is a lot to do with again, this is a society. This is no different from how everybody's coming up these days, or the kids are coming up already tied into technology. And like, yeah, you're right. It's like it doesn't really equate to me because I'm different. Like I'm older, so kids now come out with a cell phone and know how to use it. So is this something that's going to be the norm? Like, quite possibly, because it's like give them an easy way to do crime. I was like, shit, if we had Chat GPT back in the 80s on how to rob banks with, the security that they had back in the 80s, there'd been plenty of banks robbed. So it's like I don't see anything different with these kids. It's like they don't know how to think any other way. It's like this is their life. And as far as like AI is concerned, it's like the last I was watching in terms of the science net, what AI is producing now, they have like a jelly like nanobite that they are introducing into patients that say for instance you had heart blockage or something like that, they are able to inject you with this gel like nanoid, I guess nanoid gel that can go in and repair and clear out your system. So it's like literally like liquid, but it has nanites in it, and it just goes and wherever it hunts down or wherever it's told to go, it's like it'll go there and start attacking the issue. The they also come out with AI's coming up with all these different solutions in terms of creating new crystallized forms, new formulas for different type of acid base and all these different other chemicals that they have. They said they're reaching them at these record speeds where they had no idea that you could do some of this stuff now. The AI is computing, and it's wild. It's only going to get wilder. But yeah, that Jeffrey Hinton, he already said it. He's like, it's already too late. He's like, it's already, it's like it's no getting this toothpaste back in the tube. It's like, so now it's like, what do you do with it?
Yeah, they got people out there, trying to whack him and stuff. The creator, the inventor of AI, like they out there trying to whack him, and he's like, "Look, I'm sorry, I did this. I'm trying to figure out a way to stop it." He's like, "But like it is what it is. I did it. I wish I hadn't, but now I'm trying to fix it." But motherfuckers still trying to whack him. Like, look, you fucking in this up. Like you already you rubbed that lamp. You let the genie out.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
Yeah, you
get these kids out here that be outsmarting your parents. Well, AI said this, AI said that. No, take your ass to schools. That's what the hell you
like,
need
fuck
to do.
that. Go ahead, AI pay for your damn food and rent.
Yeah, I don't know if that's said that the parent supposed to buy me a car. Like the fuck.
But that's no different than
you tell AI to come talk to me.
Like, man.
That's no different than just the kids before AI. Like, oh, Billy got a new bike. Billy got the the flat screen TV. It's like, okay, well,
like man fuck Billy.
Right.
Who the fuck is Billy?
Right.
Like just friend you met at school and you trying to.
We ain't them. Like I'm not Billy's parent. Like Billy ain't my kid. Billy talked to his kids the way his parents the way that his parents let him. That ain't us.
Nowadays it's super bad with like all the stuff out there with the Gen Z and the LGBTQ plus and the whatever this new MMI thing. You heard of that?
What?
MMI, you gotta look it up. The new thing that added to the LGBT.
I don't care. I don't give a shit.
That's
Go
not
ahead.
the topic.
Keep going. I don't really care.
I gotta see it.
So, but that's not the topic. But it just like how the kids how the kids are like acting nowadays. Like they're.
Do I have to type in the whole thing?
Just MMI. LGBT2 plus the S.
I can't do that shit.
Go ahead. It's I guess they added a new.
But go ahead with your story.
But it's with the kids nowadays, I guess how they're supposedly getting like parent advice from their other kids that's more inclusive and more, hey, I've been through this stuff. I've been through, these certain things because I'm 19, but I'm trying to teach your 14-year-old because we go to the same school and we're in different classes. And they say, hey, your parents should be doing this. Your parents should be doing that, et cetera, et cetera. This makes sense. You should have this by this time. But if they're giving them life experience to other kids and it's causing problem at home, and some of the kids online are like voicing their opinion, but and they do say, because these kids nowadays, they are more bolder. They're gonna say, my friend says this,
you know what,
and the person at school or my teacher says this because the teacher said your parents at home should be doing this, or the counselor at home. Like even they're questioning how the counselors are counting at schools now because of this new woke movement that's going on right now, and they're implementing it at school, and some of the kids are being affected, but some parents are voicing their opinion going up to the counselor. And I know a lot of the time we just see the parent goes up before the school board, and they're arguing about certain books being in school, but now they're going into about like, hey, like, why are you letting other kids influence other kids in this manner? We understand it's going to happen, but some of these topics, another 18-year-old shouldn't be talking to my 14-year-old about in school. And we need something to be, something to be said to the other schools, like, yeah, you are not allowed to influence other kids in such manner based upon whatever you looking up on AI. And they're getting their fatherly advice or motherly advice from AI. But in some cases, some people be like, no, well, this should be done. How you try to teach your kids certain things, this need to happen first before you even attempt to do something like this. But AI is saying, I can just go straight to it. That's just you trying to, have me go through a little bit of a struggle and earn what I need, but I don't need to earn it. If you can get it to me now, AI said so, or my friend said so.
And dude, I don't give a shit, man. To be honest with you, I'm not as, man, the way I'm raising my kids is like they understand that the end stops with my wife and I. So we don't give a shit what you teachers, the other students. I don't give a shit what anybody is out there telling you or the internet. Don't let that get you fucked up when you come home, because none of that shit matter when you come home, because we are preparing you for what the real world is. And unfortunately, you got a bunch of people out there living in their own world, and they're trying to get you to start living in that world as well. But I don't give a damn about none of that. And I tell my kids all the time, like, hey, look, don't bring that shit home, because
you sound like a responsible parent. Sound like somebody's about to get canceled.
Like, I don't care. Like, I do not care what these people are out here fighting for.
Cancel the shit out your ass. Like, what? You told your kids what?
Like, dude, none of that shit matters to me. I have no opinions on, what the new letter added to, to the group is called, what they thinking about, what they want to be pushed in, into society to become a norm. I don't care about none of that stuff.
You sound very insensitive.
I am. I'm very insensitive.
Oh no,
because I don't care about anything that does not affect my household.
Okay.
Please don't think. Well, I don't know about you. I ain't for it. I mean, it just.
I'm not against it. You can. Hey, you live your life however the hell you want to live it. But when it comes to me and my household, I'm gonna raise my children a certain way, and they are gonna understand that this is what goes on in my home. Now, when they get old enough to go out and start making their own decisions, at that point, hey, I love you, but you're going to have to figure that out once you get out there. But in my house, it's going to run a certain way. And if somebody outside got a problem with it, then I don't care.
Next thing you know, you get a t-shirt getting knocked at your door. Such said that you're not with the problem, or you're not with the issue.
Seems that we got a problem here.
You're getting called down in the school, and a lot of parents are experiencing that right now. They be like, "What? Well, did you know you're transitioning since when?" Stuff like that. It just
that happened in Virginia.
Yeah, and then you're trying to, why you ain't say nothing at home? Oh, the counselor was guiding me along the way, and my friend Billy, that he been doing it for 6 months now, and I'm following the same step he following, and then
that's bullshit.
We don't call him Billy anymore. He's Brenda.
Call him Billy.
Yeah,
that's bullshit. I mean, my kids, I don't want to get it twisted. Like, my kids know that they can come and talk to us about stuff. They can, like, if they do have some questions about some stuff that's going on out in the world, or something they, somebody exposed them to, like, we make sure that, they can come and talk to us about it. And then we're going to explain our point of view to them about it. But in no way, shape, or form are they, under any impression that they are just going to start making choices and we have to just go along with it. That's not how my house works.
Leads into the reason why I brought that up, because the thing they've been facing in the city a lot is the teen takeovers. We got to think of these teen takeovers. They are vandalized. And I know some people could be like, I don't care. It's not my kid out there. But then it could be your kid out there. And I
think we talked about this last time.
Did we?
Yeah.
Teen takeovers?
Yeah, because it's been going on for the longest. But my opinion personally is the same. It's like, hey, I'll put this shit on the half on the parent and half on the kid, because we all know that Sometimes a kid is just a fucked up kid. And no matter how good the parents are, you can have a great household and the kid can still come out and be a knucklehead.
This is true.
Yeah, but
So-
we ain't do that shit.
No, yeah, we did. Not us specifically, but our generation,
Jumping on cars?
absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you mean? It's
I
nothing
I was
new.
like, our generation did that.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
nothing new. It's just it wasn't. Everybody didn't have a
Bulls
camera phone to record it
yeah.
and post it.
Bulls championship. Oh man,
Yeah.
that city went to shit. All the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
every-
not a team takeover though.
No, it's
Yeah,
been
that was a fucking city takeover.
yeah,
That
but it's
shit.
nothing different as far
Cops
as
was out there jumping on cars. He's like,
yeah. It's been plenty of times where kids that just get gathered up and just start just doing dumb shit, and it's like that's nothing new. But at the same time, it's like the kids should be held responsible for their actions as well as the parents.
yeah,
And the parents need to start, taking more, accountability for it. But I'm like, I got lucky. I'm like, my kid tells me like, yo, they talking about doing this team takeover. So I'm gonna be in the house this weekend.
yeah, that's kind of weird.
So
I'll check that. I would check that. I would check for team takeovers when she do want to leave the house. Like,
no.
yeah, you told us on the last 3. I didn't see anything.
because she
on
knows that there's going to be consequences.
it. Yeah.
That's the thing that these kids don't like. They don't know that there are going to be consequences when, if and when they get caught doing whatever it is that they're doing. Like my kids know, like things are going to it's going to get back to us in one way, shape or form. It's going to get back to us. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow.
Mhm.
It's going to get back to us, and you are going to get some consequences and repercussions behind your actions and your choices. And we made sure that they know this. So it's like, hey, when it comes to stuff like that, she'd be like, you know what? I'm chilling now. It's like, oh, you ain't going outside this weekend? No, I'm chilling now.
Like them hospital bills will be in your name.
Yes, the hell they would, man. You on TV. That's Sharon. Don't you know her? Don't y'all ride the bus?
Nope.
She was down there. Oh shit, she in jail. They got her on camera breaking into the Apple store,
Yeah, 'cause
stealing laptops. and
she
shit.
actually knew one of those
Oh, yeah?
one of those kids that got I think they got killed for I don't remember how many months ago it was. I believe it was this year. If not this year, then last year.
Whew.
During one of those team takeovers. She was like, yeah, I wasn't like buddies with him or nothing, but I knew him. And it sucks.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you decide to go down there and participate in this stuff. And sometimes it don't even be, participation if you just standing a little bit too close to it.
Yeah,
It's
guilt
like,
by association.
man, you get drawn into it and man, all types of stuff happen.
Yeah, those are learning lessons. But as far as like what the city is planning on doing to it, what I think is interesting is that they go now and decide to involve the law and actually lock these kids up with some type of repercussions to their actions. Then it's going to take the crime away that's already on the north side and then put it back on the south side where they're not going to respond to.
What do you mean?
So if like right now, because I saw this happening way back when they started doing the Taste of Chicago, and they started slowly but surely cutting down the Taste of Chicago time. I was like, well, this is happening because more kids have access here. They found out that being in the hood and tearing up stuff in the hood is nowhere near profitable if you go somewhere like downtown to do it. When they started going downtown to do it, they still had the police presence there. And even though it picked up, they weren't doing it as much. But now that the police presence has been diminished, and now that they're able to go down there and swipe, and they made a law, anything under $1,000 is, a walkaway crime. It's like, then it just built up to this confidence. It's like, well, we can go down there and pretty much do anything. Now, if they reverse that and send all them kids back to the south side to the point they locked Chicago down, you can't go down there and tear up no more. But tearing up is in their DNA. Oh, it's going to start tearing up in the neighborhoods that actually do have a little bit something, and it's just going to make them that much worse. Because number one, the cops are not going to respond to anything on the south side because it's taken away from the north side. And then number two, it's like you got these buck wild kids running buck wild. It's like, who's to stop them out here now? So now you're going to shuffle them right back to, into their little home group and tear up their part of town. And, unfortunately, they got a great record of tearing shit up. So,
yeah, I think it's a combination of a bunch of stuff. It's a combination of, just the kids themselves. It's a combination of the parents. And it's a combination of like the lack of things for them to do that are productive. It's like there are programs that, things for them to do, but they may be out of their parents' price range. They may not be able to afford it, or they may just not even know about it, or it could be the parents just don't even take a second to look into the stuff and and send their kids to go do these things. So it's like it's a combination of all three of those, and like fixing one is not gonna fixing one issue is not gonna take the whole the whole problem away. It's like these kids need something to do. They need discipline, and they need fucking better education. It's like if you
and they ass beat.
No, that's
definitely number one.
Yeah, that's definitely what's up there. But it's like shit. They didn't took that away from from parents that care, at least.
I would say they took that shit away from parents in the 80s, because man.
Yeah, they didn't took that away.
I could have
and the kids know it.
Well, you remember them days you go to school, you be like, man, you got your ass beat. I got my ass beat. You was there last night. Yep. You was at Alex's party. I was too. My mom drove up and said, get my ass in the car. You got your ass home.
Yeah,
I was 16, 14, sneaking over your friend's party house. Boy,
they put a stop to all that whooping ass. And the
kids
know it. They be telling them
kids. These kids out here, they bold as hell. They out here calling child protective services.
That's
on
what
their
I'm
parents.
saying. They know about it. They know that what the law says parents can and can't do as far as disciplining them. And the ones that are bold enough to do it, and the ones that just ain't got no damn sense, they willing to challenge their parents on it. It was like, hey, look, I'm gonna go out. I'll be back whenever I be back. And what you gonna do about it? You can't lock me out, because I can call the police and be like, hey, my parents locked me out. I'm a minor, blah, 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 blah. And when I get home, you can't whoop my ass, because again, I call the police and tell them like, hey, my parents is beating on me.
I would just move. That motherfucker, he can sit at that door all he want to, be like,
yeah. Yep. But then see, the thing is though, I'm like, look, hey, go ahead, call them and see what happens. Because what they're gonna do? They're gonna come in. They're gonna take you out of here, and then where you gonna be? You're gonna be living in a home somewhere with a bunch of other badass kids, and then what? You're gonna be begging to come back. Yeah. Like you're gonna miss that curfew when you can't leave the campus or whatever
until you 18.
Yeah, it's like you stuck in this whatever I forget what they call it, but
you going to them shelters, be a foster kid. They gonna steal all your shit.
Right.
They gonna steal your Xbox. They gonna steal your Jordan.
Well, you got to get an Xbox in order to have it stolen. You ain't taking nothing I paid for.
Shit, I left it over John's house.
I don't know.
I went over there and got my Xbox. He had 2K.
But yeah, so that's and it's unfortunate that it's just seemed like it's getting more and more frequent, but hopefully they start I think Brandon Johnson, one of the few things that I've heard him say, I was like, I actually agree with it. It's like, look, like, yeah, we can slap some cuffs on them but they're gonna get right back out, and at the end of the day, you are the parents. It's like you got to take responsibility for your children. And I think they were starting to say, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken, I think they might have said that like you're gonna start catching charges for your children. Like if your child does something, above a certain level or with a certain amount of destruction or whatever, it's like, hey, no, you're gonna start. Which is what I thought was always the case. At least that's what my parents told me. Is like, hey, you go outside and do something, I'm the one that's gonna get responsible for it. They were saying that, if you commit a crime, then your parents can be the one that end up going to jail for it because you're a kid. That might have just been some shit that people were telling us just to keep us from doing dumb shit. But
I was told
that's what I believed when I was a kid.
So I was like, that's way worse than any cop can whatever. I'm like, my legs? No,
just think if you own one of those businesses or that's your car and these teen takeover to happen and your car get trampled on or your business door get busted in and they just happen to steal all your shit because you own a sneaker store or a jewelry store. How the fuck do you explain that shit to the insurance? You know how hard it is to claim that shit on your car insurance. Your shit get busted out.
You can claim it. You can claim it, but your rates is going up.
Yeah, your rates going up, and then your businesses, and now you're trying to recruit that shit. Like I get it, you got insurance, but you ain't finna get back them Jordan ones you had. You just gonna get the money back. You ain't gonna get back all that time and work you put into to them shoes or that jewelry or this particular jewel or item. Like you be like, man, I don't want the fucking money. Like I want them Jordans I have for my store that I know these kids, the good kids, are gonna come, want to buy these shoes, or a collector. Like that shit is, boy, cause I know I got some shit that I got. I don't want the money. I want the shit that I collected.
Yeah.
Shit. But I don't know. That kind of leads into the next topic: black on black crime. What you got? It's
what
going.
could we possibly have to say about this?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, you guys like, what do you mean? You want me to lay it out?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Start it, yeah, because I'm like, I can go anywhere with that one.
So I guess I'm starting to see like now.
Whoopi Goldberg lips is black on black crime.
I guess I'm starting to see a lot of these teens. As we say, they get arrested and they get let back out, and then they commit a heinous crime or a robbery, but. I guess I'm also tying in our justice system because, oftentimes people say our justice system is unfair for black people, but a lot of people are starting to say, hey, or some are starting to say, hey, no, the justice system is working for black people because look at how many times they get let back out until they commit a heinous crime. And then now they're on the news, and then the news is reporting on the issue that happened, and they say, well, this person been in and out of jail 14 times. How did it get this far? If it was a white person that did this exact same crime, they are getting 5 to 10 on the second count. But the black person got let out 14 times, 16 times, back out on the jail, whatever judges they're going in front of, because they keep giving them chances and chances. And some people are starting to say, I don't see it on the news. It's just some of the stuff that I see that get talked about online, to where they're saying the justice system is working for black people because look at how many times they get let back out. And they only, of course, they only boy cry wolf for a protest if it's a white person that do crime on a black person. But when we see a black officer, or I'm not sure if you guys is familiar, or the 5 black officers that attacked that guy and he died, but then all their charges were dropped, but there was no protest or anything for that because it was black on black crime. Like they did not care about it, and they only any certain way. But like, do you think that's going on now? Do you think the justice system is slightly working in the favor of some of these teens that get let back out 14, 12, 5 times in a row for the same crime? But if you look at any other race, similar crime, robbery, assault, sexual assault, they going to jail 3 to 5 years on that second crime, versus a black person, they just get let back out multiple times.
So I guess I'm confused, like working for them. You saying working for them in terms of like they beating the system working for them? Or?
Like how many times a black person, like the guy with the dreads that stabbed the girl on the train, that was the talk of the town, that everybody was like, how did he get let back out 14 times for some of the same crimes? But if a white person would have did that, he would have never been in a position that he was in on that train, the black guy with the dreads, I forgot what his name was, because he would have got locked up on the second count.
But you saying that it's working because he got let out? It's working for black people.
I think he's saying people are saying that the justice system is working in favor of black people when they just constantly letting them out, giving them chance after chance after chance.
Because that ain't working for you.
Yeah,
it's not.
That's what my thought is. I'm like, to me, that just seemed like, hey, I'm just keep letting these niggas continue terrorizing and tearing up your community.
Right.
But then when they get on TV, like, he's a good kid, but your kid got let back out 14 times for the same crime or the same similar crime or another issue, and then now he killed somebody, but he should have been in jail after the 3rd or 4th time of doing the same thing over and over. If it was another person, or Indian, or a white person, or Hispanic, or whoever, that person would have not got let back out.
I think that's a leap to say, because it depends on the judge, it depends on the jurisdiction, I mean, the area, it depends on the and then it's like, who's to say? How do you have access to every single record of every white person? It's like, I'm pretty sure that there's some career criminals out there that happen to be white and they get locked up and thrown back out, and locked up and thrown back out. And it's just like, it depends on how the severity of the crime and depending on the state, because not all states have that 3-strike rule. So it's like, if you live in a state that does not have that, and you just compete, doing petty crimes or crimes that, may get dropped, or, whatever the case, whatever reason, I'm pretty sure there's a reason why this person, was getting let out, over and over again, whether
Right.
it
So
be above table or below.
this last dude, black dude, shot up the police officers in the hospital, Swedish hospital. How many times he been locked up?
I have no idea. I didn't even look it up. So let's look it up. Cause yeah, I know and they doing the memorial, I think on Thursday.
But I'm like, as far as black on black crime, is like, how do you define that? It's like anytime a black person does something illegal to another black person, is that black on black crime?
Well, the idea, or at least from how I'm saying it, is whenever there's a black on black crime, there is no outrage, there is no civil unrest, there's none of that. No talk show is talking about it or anything. But if it's a white person that does a crime to a black person, or they killed the person, or if it's a police officer, it's riots. They talked about it.
It's nothing new. It's
Yeah.
nothing new at all. It's the same. It's the same shit that's just been going on forever. It's like it becomes a sensationalized talking point that people can use on media outlets to get clicks and get numbers and stuff like that. That's all that shit is, man. I don't take any stock in that. And we all know that's what they do. Their job is to get people to watch and click.
Oh yeah.
So they're gonna take whatever angle necessary that can rile up the most people and get people stirred up and crazy and mad, and that's all that is.
Oh yeah, because it's definitely gonna be that. But I know we're gonna get into that.
Yeah, real quick, dude. So I'm trying to get a number of how many times, but he got records dating back to 2017, and this is convicted of armed robbery, illegal possession of a firearm, driving a stolen car, aggravated battery of a correctional officer. All this while he was on parole, carjacking a woman in 2005, robbery. So yeah, basically this is somebody that shouldn't have been out now, not unless in 2017. So 2017.
You said he was a Swedish guy?
No. He shot two cops. One of them died. He was at the Swedish hospital.
But where was this at?
This was on the north side. I want to say California and like Foster. This was like
this black guy?
Yeah, black guy. This happened last week. So he said that he had swallowed drugs. They took him to the hospital to get a stomach pump. I don't know where they said he got a gun from, but he got a gun, shot and killed one of the officers, shot and critically wounded another officer. And the question is, it's like, okay, is the police system working for black folks? If this dude did all this in 2017, how many? That's less than 10 years ago. So 9 years ago, you're looking at. And back in the day, an average, if you'd have got caught doing some any of the shit they just listed on here, you'd have got more years than that. Armed robbery, legal possession of a firearm, that's 5 years right there. Driving a stolen car, that's joyriding. Aggravated battery of a correctional officer, depending on where that happened, that should have carried some time. While on parole, and then carjacking a woman and robbing another dude. So you got strong armed robbery, legal possession of a firearm, battery to. Yeah, you should have been locked up for a number of years where this last crime shouldn't have happened. So if that's the case that you're looking at, then absolutely, like, yeah, ain't nobody winning from that. No black people can sit there and point like, oh yeah, we getting over on the system. As long as it doesn't happen to you. Then that'd be the killer part, because it seems like don't nobody give a shit unless it happened to you. So what people need to start saying is that I don't give a shit even if the shit happens to me. Even if it affects me or someone who I love, then I don't care if they get out. And it'd be like, all right, well, make it even. Don't sit up here and be like, oh, you don't care about shit if somebody else is running around and somebody else's family find out the bad shit of somebody being out on so-called cashless bail or just being released because they're black. Like, make sure that you include yourself in the conversation when you say, oh, yeah, just let them go fuck up. Hell, they can come fuck up at my house, kill my dog, and fuck up and burn my house down. You're like, oh, okay, now you're talking something.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the notion of believing that the justice system is an infallible system is a joke anyway. It's like I don't think there's anybody who actually believes that the justice system is working the way that it's supposed to, or it's even like, rehabilitating people, or anything that the justice system claims that it is there to do. It's like, no, I don't think there's a real argument to say that it is working.
I'm guaranteed
on either side.
I'm willing to bet good money if you brought back 12 o'clock hangings like they used to do back in the West.
Yeah,
a lot of this shit would stop.
absolutely.
Like if it's instead of the news and the weather, they just show the motherfuckers getting hung for the day, like zoof, and they doof.
Go back to the medieval Muslim centuries when you get caught stealing something, then you lose a hand.
Yeah.
Bet you won't steal nothing no more.
Man, could you imagine? You be like, hey, this person did XYZ for 3 years. Now we finna stone his ass.
Yep.
Have you ever seen a stoning? Oh, that shit.
I done heard
these movies be trying to recreate some shit. That shit is fucking.
No, I ain't saying I would be a part of it and actually,
I'm throwing the rock. I'm throwing the rock, nigga. Give me a chance to throw a rock at it. Oh,
yeah,
look out!
I don't know about that, but
I'm gonna turn into Goose Gossage on that ass. Central Page.
I guarantee you that crime will go down. They bring that shit back.
Be practicing. They pitch like, oh,
I'll be winding up like Bugs Bunny, boy. You going out?
You getting out my house?
That old Roman
ass.
shit where they put your ass in a bull.
Put
you in that brass bull and then put that motherfucker on some coals. All of a sudden you see smoke coming out the motherfucking nostrils.
I would fuck with you. I would get one of those cans of Sterno and start slow, just so it'd be hot, so you'd be uncomfortable in that one spot. Like, God damn it.
We are joking.
I'm not.
So he joking too.
It's all hypothetical, but shit, I'm pretty sure crime will go down.
Yeah, I'm almost positive.
I'm sure crime will go down. You'll be get a lot
less.
less.
You see, John got caught. He got stoned.
Mm-hmm. You get a lot less of these motherfucking school shooters. Get a lot less of these school shooters. Get a lot less of these people breaking and shit and
that would
fucking team takeovers and stuff. You start handing out lashes again back in the day.
Man, getting flogged, shit.
Get tarred and feathered.
That seems more funny than it does. But I can see what the tar part doesn't sound.
You get some hot ass sticky. No, hell no.
Stuck in your drawers.
Heat up some goddamn gold and pull it on your legs.
What?
Shit, fucking hard. Well, let's get off the topic. All right, next topic. Do you guys think the assassination attempt on Trump at the dinner was staged? The talk of the town. We see all the footage that popped out. How did he get that far? I saw some more footage to where they watched the man go into a room and he stood there for 15 minutes.
Yep, the dog followed him in there for a second.
Followed him in there, and then all of a sudden he runs out with a shotgun. Do you think this is starting to get a little bit of they're actually preparing us for something, or it just?
I didn't see that video. So you said the dude that ran in there to go, we can pull it up.
He walked into the
screen if you can, Oh, yeah,
they see it on camera. Him walking into the area where you see the video of him running out and with the shotgun. You see him walking into that screen, and there's an officer walking with him, like slightly behind him, talking to him. And it's a canine unit, and he's walking. They walk into the room. The dog even goes in a little bit and sniffing on him and stuff. And then, he turns back around with the dog, and then I don't know if the video is sped up or not, but then it seemed like a couple seconds later, he just comes.
Second video. Yep, there.
This one.
He comes running out of there.
You're going ahead.
They did it again. Springfield politicians made bad policy.
We got ads popping up.
No,
let it play
budget.
Let's pop
the
that
suspect
up.
in the White House Correspondent Association dinner shooting expected back in court today after being taken off suicide watch. This all comes as the DOJ weighs additional charges, breaking down some of the evidence they've uncovered so far.
We now can establish that a pellet that came from the buckshot from the defendant's Mossberg pump-action shotgun was intertwined with the fiber of the vest of the Secret Service officer.
So it's definitively his bullet.
It is definitively his bullet. He hit at that Secret Service agent. He had every intention to kill him and anyone who got on his way to killing the President of the United States.
Fox News contributor Donna Rotuno joins me now. Donna, how does that new info on the bullet change the charges?
Well, I just think it makes it very clear as to not only what the intention was, but what the charges are going to look like going forward. Clearly, this is now an attempted murder on an agent, and so this makes it a much more serious situation.
That room.
If you sped it back, go back a little bit.
But
you see that
that's
room?
not the right. That's not the right video.
Where he is right now, they watched him go into that room, and the officer behind him with a dog. When they showed the
officer that's still standing there.
Yeah, the officer is still standing there, and he has.
Wait, this guy's facing the other way though.
Yeah, he just watched him go into that room.
Oh, he walked. So the shooter walked into this door.
Yeah,
okay.
And it looked like he damn near looked like he was walking with the officer.
And they said when he watched him go into that room, that officer and that dog was standing right there for 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden, when he came out the room, the officer turned it back or looked the other way.
So what? Play it? And
no, because it's probably not going to show.
Not that footage. It was a new footage that just got recently popped out, but it showed a wider angle, like a much more wider angle. So a little bit suspect. We ain't saying nothing is I was looking staged, at this, but
and I'm like, okay, so I don't know what the definition of staged is. Staged, what everybody's in on it, or staged that? They got this dude inside.
Well, maybe somehow we can put back on auto, but maybe a little bit of the Secret Service is compromised. Like they're literally trying to, or at least trying to say in our faces that the Secret Service is compromised, etc. And we throw up these quotation marks for YouTube. They're saying Secret Service is compromised because they were comparing it to, I guess, the 11 assassination attempts on Obama, but they wasn't portrayed in such magnitude to where someone get this close, etc. But then now we're seeing, look at how far or how close he got to the president, just shooting, and he shot two officers, or how close. Any other president have never.
Well, I mean, he technically wasn't close at all because he still had to make it through this room and then the room on that side, and then so I mean, he didn't get as close as like he could have made it to do. Because I was watching this too, and just from this video, by the time dude gets past and everybody's aware, it's less than like 4 seconds. These doors open up, and it's a whole nother gang of motherfuckers in there.
No, it's not 15 minutes. It's like I'm watching it. It's seconds. I don't know.
Maybe it's 15 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, like
not 15 minutes.
I
misspoke, but
go to YouTube. Maybe we could like edit this. What is that? To your right. The one right to the right.
This one.
Wait, yep.
Yeah.
Where's there it is.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It don't matter if you kill the sound. I can kill the sound. Yeah.
Was he dressed for the occasion? He got a towel?
It looks like it's gonna go back to the video.
Yep, here you go. This is where he was walking in, scoping out the area. Apparently. He was at the gym. Oh yeah. But
So wait.
I think
well, once something happened, they go back and try to find all the footage of him, and they try to see exactly where he exactly was in certain areas. They're saying he's scoping out the area, or
I think it's weird that the building is he's just able to just walk through the building like that. No, I think it's him going into that room.
Yep. You see the dog, and you see the officer. But they skipped ahead.
Yeah, I don't know why they did that because it was only a few seconds. He was literally only in there a few seconds.
It looked like he.
Because the one I was looking at, you could see the timestamp. Yeah, the timestamp moving. I don't know why they would skip ahead.
Well, maybe they didn't want to sit there for 5 seconds.
I think that's
You
important
know how
to
they
see how long it was between him walking in there and running back out of there. But like you see them, they watch him walk right in there, the dog right behind him and everything. And then a few seconds later, he comes running out. So it's like there was obviously a gun stashed in there.
No, he came back in. He had a coat on.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So it's like I don't know where he walked out to go get the guns to load up because didn't nobody check him. So then he came back in. He had a coat on, and then he went into that room or whatever and came back with the coat off.
But so would not the dog have alerted that, hey, I can smell a gun on this dude?
Exactly.
I don't know. Now, just to answer your question, as far as thinking it's staged, it's like I have no opinion on it. I have done zero looking into this because not that I don't care, but it's just like it's always something going on, and it's like this shit it's always something. And like who wants to keep just constantly, like I was telling G the other day, I'm like, yo, we human beings are not designed to just be bombarded with this kind of information at all times and hearing about all of this stuff. And like it just gets exhausting. But as far as me wondering if it's been staged or not, I don't know. It just looks weird, man. It's like, how the hell do you possibly get into the same building as the president without being searched from head to toe? Like,
yeah, I'm not saying stage like it's being done on purpose. I mean, as far as the Secret Service being compromised, like this is happening.
Oh,
I mean, the Secret Service.
Well, that's not being staged. That's conspiracy, and I would agree wholeheartedly with that. Like, do people want this dude dead? Absolutely.
But
would some of the people in the Secret Service possibly be on that list of people?
Absolutely.
But I wouldn't be surprised.
They could have gave him $2 million. Hey, $2 million, you let this dude in the back. Okay.
But I still think something. I'm not saying nothing gonna happen. I still think they're gonna probably get Trump out of office through impeachment or something. But they probably gonna do it after January 21st. And then
on what grounds would they have?
Who knows? But they probably ain't gonna do it until after January something. Because then that's when J.D. Vance can officially run on a whole nother 4th year. Because if they try to get Trump out of office now, J.D. wouldn't be able to run another 4 years. He'll just have to finish out the current president term, and a lot of people don't.
Oh, he'd be able to rerun after that.
Really, I thought it was like a certain term, whatever that 2-year mark you pass.
No, if hypothetically, if Trump got put out of office, JD take his place. JD can rerun in 28.
But they say he will be able.
I mean, in 30. Wait, is that right? Yeah, 30.
Yeah, he just wouldn't be able to run again after that to get his
4 years
back. Yeah, he wouldn't be able to get that change, that year and change back. But
yeah,
or
maybe he couldn't fulfill like an additional term after that.
Nah.
But yeah, he'd definitely be able to run in 30.
Right.
Which by now it's like, in order for them to impeach Trump, anything like that, which I know you're going to bring up, but I just can't wait. Is that they may not have the votes to do it. It's like there may not be an impeachment the way that this shit looking. I was like,
once they finish redrawing all these
it
maps
is
and get
good
these
night
laws
shit.
overturned and shit. That
I didn't realize how bad it was.
Yeah, buddy. I caught on to that, and the reason it struck a chord to me was when it first came out, and this is going back after Trump actually got elected. And you know who I did was to do all this shit with the redistricting, and I found this to be very interesting. The one person that went to Trump and said, hey, if you want to shut him down, like really shut him down and hurt him, this is what you do. Can you guess who said that?
Elon.
Nope.
Yeah. That's who I say. Who?
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, wow.
She presented him with the fact of redistricting after looking at all the districts that the Democrats had carved up over the years. And she basically found out that the Democrats had pretty much wasted all their seats in terms of being able to chop it up, because they had chopped them up so much they couldn't possibly chop them up anymore in their redistricting. Marjorie Taylor Greene went in and looked at it and was like, hey, not only do we have a census coming up, but Republicans didn't come nowhere close of taking advantage of the gerrymandering that the Democrats did. So if we were to go in right now and gerrymander, they wouldn't have no way possible that they could retaliate because they fucked up their cities, they fucked up their states that much. And sure as shit, it's like when they did it, and that's why they're crying so much now, is because they can't gerrymander in these states. There are 9 states right now that has no Republican seats in them. Like none. It's like they are all Democratic states. And it's like, dude, you crying about some shit that you already started and you can't finish it because you blew your maps out already.
Yeah, I don't get, I guess when I looked it up, and I'm glad you explained it a little bit more, I don't see how they even allow, I get it. I understand that years ago we needed some of these certain things for Black people, for them to have a voice, for them to have a chance, so they can have a talking point, somebody to speak for them, whether it's that DEI, diverse, equity, inclusion, or this map thing, voting, or whatever. But I don't see how the Democrats have structured these maps like this in such a way. Is it really like how, hey, this area is predominantly Black, in this small area it's 80% Black people over here, we get 4 seats or we get 2 seats? Is that really how they try to
show you something crazy right now?
Yeah, because I'm like, how did you even do that? I get it if it makes sense when it's needed. Like even some of these laws that's in place. You know, you have these laws or this stuff that being, you know, discriminatory against Black people, and you create these laws to help better Black people. But now 50 years, 70 years later, that issue is no longer there. Do we still need that law in place? Is it seen as racism?
That's what they looking at to overturn that, you know, that law that they talking about now. And it's like, like you said before, I'm like, I can understand the need for that, you know, at the time, and even possibly now if in certain places, you know, the conditions are still the same, because that's how I look at, you know, the way that I feel about voting, you know, now is like, because you live in Chicago, you know, pretty much Chicago is going to go blue, and Chicago population is way higher than all the rural areas of Illinois as well, and plus, you know, the other liberal cities and stuff. So it's like when Illinois votes blue because of Chicago and a few other, you know, cities and counties, it's like all of those red counties and all of those people who vote Republican, it's just like they basically don't matter anymore. Like their vote does not matter, because the state, you know, the electoral college, like all of our votes go towards the Democrat because of the way that our system is set up. So it's like, I can understand when it comes to representation and seats, as far as like House Representatives and Senate and stuff, like certain districts, like I can understand, you know, the need for these laws in order to make sure that the smaller population does have, you know, representation when, you know, their voice is getting outshouted by the majority of the population. I can get that. And I'm pretty sure that there are areas where that is still a thing. It's just probably not as prevalent as it was, you know, before, especially considering that, you know, when they were doing this and putting these laws into effect, it was like, you know, the main thought process was Black equals Democrat and white equals Republican. And it's like, that's not the same. That's not the case anymore. Right. So I'm like, I can see, you know, where the pushback comes from, and I can also still see where the, you know, necessities may come from in you know, in certain areas that may require it.
May require what?
The chopping up of districts to ensure that smaller populations don't just get, you know, overshadowed by the larger population. Like, you know,
yeah, but how
like
does
in Texas, for example, is like, we know, you know, majority of Texas is going to be Republican, but there are still going to be pockets that, you know, of people who live in these areas that, you know, may be Democratic. And it's like, if that, you know, smaller population gets lumped in with a larger population, it's like the Democratic votes are not going to be heard as loud as the Republican votes. So like in those very specific instances, I can see where it would still be needed today. But just like every other thing, it's like, things can be conceived out of a necessity and an actual legitimate need. And then over time, it may not be the same. And then it starts getting taken advantage of and twisted and turned into something else that it was never intended to be. But
yeah, but do you think? 'Cause I know when I was trying to look up more stuff about it and see as far as like when they split up the map and then when they did all that and to create more seats for themselves and to try to say because this area is predominantly black and they don't have a voice, are they just assuming that all these people in this area because they're black they're going to vote Democrat? I think that shit backfired on them because
it's not necessarily just a black thing. It's more of a people in this area who are actually Democrats. Like I said, it's not like you can't.
Yeah, but then how?
It's not a thing anymore. We just say black is Democrat, white is Republican.
Because now even when they're doing the restructuring now, they're saying that because of census. Right. They're saying like, no, this area is they all voted red. They all voted on the right. Like it's not because they, mapped it out in a certain way. They had those seats and they had those seats for years already. But then you say we got the seat in this area, but they're voting red. But they still going to say we got those 2 seats anyway. The only way you're going to get us out if you vote us out to lose those seats. Because it's like that blanket cover that says we still got this area because I'm in a seat and I'm on the left. But because we doing a remap, it turned red. But then they're losing seats. Are they kicking them out of office? Are they just not being able to hold those seats or those seats up for grab now?
Oh, those seats are up for grabs now.
That's what I'm saying. Like that is
those become
they are fucked.
Yeah,
they're gonna possibly lose a lot of seats.
Yeah, they're going to lose a shit ton of seats. I was like, because I went through the law of the 1965 Voting Rights Act, and it was more overlining. It was overviewing, like, it just didn't stop people from voting. And that's what the big thing. Oh, it's going to stop black people from voting. No, it's not. The voting right was making sure that they had fair elections and that black people were counted in those elections and that their votes did count. Now, whether they voted Republican or Democrat, that was on them. But the way the Democrats structured it by them writing the bill was to give them, again, more representation, quote unquote, throughout these districts. And like you said, they just over the years just took advantage of it and changed it into something that it wasn't. So it's like, now, is that stopping black people from voting? Absolutely not. The majority of these districts, when you actually look at the map, they voted Republican, and that's what they were using the information based off of. That's why when they took it to the Supreme Court and showed them, like, hey, these just aren't, black areas and Democratic areas, they had to look at that information was be like, no, this particular area voted more Republican, so it's actually Republican district. It don't matter if you got 5 black people in there and they need representation. It's like, no, the majority of everything should rules that this is a Republican district, therefore you got to get out. Like, go back. It's like, it's not their fault. If you look at the majority of some of these, go to these maps, where you look at the heavier concentration of black, were they all in those southern states that were oddly enough all the KKK states? It's like the most heaviest population goes from Texas, it rides the coast all the way up to like New Jersey, New York. And it's like black people don't encompass or be like in any other places, it seemed like on the map, except for these coastal areas all the way upside the coast.
You probably got to pull up an electoral map to see all the districts in the state. But I could pull up something. Well, man.
I'll pull up one later, but it's back to that in terms of like these people out here losing. It's like you're not coming back from this, or you can. But I just thought it was interesting too that Marjorie Taylor Greene came up with this idea and she was able to shoot it to him. And then she dipped out, and all of a sudden she's an enemy of Trump, and people on the left like, oh, you could come over on our side. I'm like, y'all just don't know that this chick just could possibly end y'all for like the last or for the next at least 40 years. And it's nothing new. Actually, the Democrats did this after World War II, and they were in fucking power in terms of, for like, what was World War II? So they were in like 40 years. It wasn't until the 80s that the Republicans were able to get back some type of headway, and that was under Big Papa Bush. And that's when the dude Lee Atwell went in and started, that was his job to go in and find ways to infiltrate the South and get the South district up. So if you go on the election map and look throughout the years, it's like the South flood, went back and forth for years, but it didn't stay a solid red until like after the 90s. And this is when this cat Lee Atwell, proposed. That was like the second part of the Southern strategy, but that was something that they were working on for a minute, because the Democrats, again, they had it locked down for 40 years prior to that. So it's no big deal. Republicans might have it locked down for another 40 years or 20 years or how long it lasts. But, the switch was up. It was time for a change. So now it's happening. But it's awfully funny. And I just think that, again, as far as me watching it, I would never have thought that this day would have come to the point where you are at, looking at I guess it's like that star that when it blows out, the supernova of a political party.
Yeah, I think I've been saying this for the past few years. I feel like it's a pendulum. It's like the country just started swinging a little bit too far to the left, and they started pulling out a little bit too much, too many changes and too many, extreme ideas and stuff. And now people are like, you know what? We swinging back over to the right. And I feel like it's going to swing way too far to the right for a few years.
Absolutely. They're going to do something stupid.
Yeah, then this is going to just keep going back and forth. And
yeah.
I don't know how long it'll be before it levels out and stops swinging so far. But unfortunately, I don't know if the society will be.
I'm along for the ride. I like watching people crash out now. Before I was feeling some kind of way, like, why can't people understand? Now the shit is just hilarious. Now I watch it because people sit there and flip out, and it's just like watching, like, man, y'all crazy as hell. It's going to be real interesting, and I thought the outrage was going to be a lot louder than what it was. I do find it interesting that I'm coming across a lot of videos where a lot of black people are starting to come to the realization, like, neither party is for us anyway. Like, but especially with the Democrats, it's like they not trying to help at all. And I was responding to somebody's text, and I was like, dude, after 62 years, I was like, how long do you get on a job as a person coming into a new company? How long do you have to acclimate to, actually show production or show productivity? They give you what, about 9 months? That's long. 6 months is about average for you to come inside of a company, and they expect for you to keep, catch up.
Period.
Yeah. In order for you to keep up. But I mean, the realistic, they give you that 3 months or 90 days, on the behavior. But in order for you to get comfortable in your job to the part where you're actually performing and being the beneficial, that's anywhere from like 6 to 9 months. And I was like, I know I've been in places where they, kind of give you that look like, hey, we need for you to catch up. And it's like you had to perform at this level because that was your job duties. I was like, Democrats is the only entity that I know of for 62 years can not only fail, but move the scale backwards. Meaning that in terms of black families, we went from 76% to the exact opposite to 25% in terms of 2-parent homes. I was like, in terms of economics, I was like, there's less black people making money than they did than back in the day. In terms of education, we at the bottom of the list again, because everybody that came into this country or that had already been in the country, where before we were just like neck and neck with the white kids in terms of learning. Now we back at the bottom of the list, and these people had 62 years. And it's like, for what? Like, y'all failed. Y'all should have only had that first 4 years, to be honest, to show some type of progress is being made. And then the killer part is that when you look at these districts the people that are screaming the most, like the Maxine Waters, Jim Clyburn, the Jasmine Crockett's, and go look at their districts. These are the worst run districts on the map of the entire United States. So it's like, what good is giving you anything if you only gonna mess it up anyway? You can go ask anybody that has something smart to say about this and ask them, well, name me one black district where the black representative is actually doing something for the people. And that should be an easy answer. Because if it was black people were so great and doing all this great shit, it should be like, oh, that's on the top of my head. That's such and such out of Wisconsin or whoever. It should be that easy, but you can't name one because that's how fucked up it is. But yet we're gonna cry because we don't have representation of the motherfuckers that don't work. How does that make sense? We want more bad representation. Like, you niggas ain't representing us bad enough. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they get their their talking points and their things when they manage to actually get something done. That's the top of the list that the stuff that they always run to, as far as if you happen to have a crime with a summer with a little bit less crime than last summer, it's like, oh well, yeah, since I've been in office, it's like, nigga, you ain't had nothing to do with that. It's just some years are worse than others. Like, what the fuck? Like, you didn't.
So they went on vacation this year.
It's like you didn't do anything. It's like, what did you actually do? Other than be the one that was in office when certain things happen. It's like the same thing when they, be sitting there blaming, the president, for certain things. It's like, did the president actually cause this to happen? Or did they just happen to be sitting in office when this, this ebb and flow happened to be on the, on the ebb? It's like, this shit happens.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but it always remind me of Mayor Daley, boy. When I was growing up,
them niggas was gangsters.
They were gangster. They ran this city like nobody else.
Like real gangsters.
Anybody that's watching this right now, go back and look at those crime statistics under Mayor Daley. None of these mayors today could touch that shit. Like, we had community policing. We knew who our police officer was. When you walked around the corner in the store, they'll greet you. They'll be like, hi, how you doing? I'm the officer. I'm in this area. The officer went to go greet each people in the store.
Yeah, and if you get out of line, I'm going to be the one to crack your ass in the head with this billy club.
It sure is.
Yeah.
And then we might call the cops.
Right. Man, I know your mom. I got her number. And he'll give you that business card and say, hey, if there's any trouble, or you work at T-Mobile, if you got any trouble, call my number. I'm around the corner, and they come driving up. They got an issue. Even with the gang members back then in Chicago, the police officers knew who they were by name and by association. Hey, man, I'm going to take your ass in if you don't get your ass off this block. I'm giving you a chance. Go your ass home right now.
And that part was true.
Oh,
I remember it was a scene out of the movie Colors with Robert Duvall and Sean Penn, and it always stuck true to me because we knew cops like this. And there was a scene where Sean Penn had just become a cop. And, he's the younger guy, so he's all ready to go and revved up like, yeah, I'm going to go out here and crack some heads and, do street justice and all this shit. And Robert Duvall, he was the older guy. He's like, no, man, you need to, slow it down and be cool. And Sean Penn character didn't understand. And Robert Duvall told a story. He's like, there was two bulls standing up on this hill and they was looking down at these cows grazing. And the young cow says to the young bull says to the old bull, he's like, hey, let's run down here and fuck one of these cows. And the old bull looked at the young bull, was like, no, son, let's walk down and fuck them all. And that's how the police played us in Chicago, is that, they didn't run and chase you. It's like they were smart enough to know the ones to talk to so they could figure it out, and they never had to run because the second something happened, they knew exactly who was involved and who did what. And they just walked over to him like, hey, it's like, we know it was you. But they used that mentality in order to get inside the neighborhoods. And I don't think it was wrong because, shit, you were protecting a lot of good, hardworking people in there. But it's like they walked down and all them bad dudes that was in there, yeah, they fucked all them up. Because that was back in the day you got stuck in a trunk somewhere and dropped off in the suburbs. And shit.
So drop your ass off in the rival territory.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was notorious. And let them know that you was there.
Right. Go in there, hit you with You know what they do in the movies? Hit you in the ribs, fuck your ribs up with a big ass phone book.
No, he used to use mag lights. He used to use them big ass flashlights.
Yeah, I shouldn't.
Drop your ass off in
Over there
the wrong neighborhood.
Over there with the
turn
Eagles.
lights on. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, with the Eagles. Oh, they'll tell them. They dropped you off over there at Humboldt Park.
Man,
when the Cobras is over there, shit, they'll tell it like shit. That was exercise for them. What? They dropped them off where, bro? Oh, bro. Like, oh shit, you better, you better turn that cat backwards.
You better run.
Yeah, it just. But these gang members now, like we run the block, and these cops be like, if the shootout going on over, let them finish killing themselves. We ain't going over there. Like, nah, like this city is a fucking hot mess. So definitely not with them goddamn robbing. But I'm not sure, if you guys saw. I know we were talking about the mapping thing, but I was watching Cam Newton when he was having a podcast with Stephen A. Smith, and Stephen A. Smith got him there and talking about he wants to see how if the Democrat Party or the black people, he wants to see black people vote Republican for 1 year because he felt like that black people just give away their votes to the Democrats automatically. But if that were to ever happen, black people just vote Republican for 1 year, would that necessarily shape up the Democratic Party? Like, you got to work to get our vote, because if you don't, we not just going to be just keep giving you our vote every year. But clearly that is the case now. But how would you think that would go if the Democrats actually had to work and get black people vote? What would you think some of those things, or some of the things that you would look for that you will want them to talk about? Because, every election cycle, it's kind of like, well, I don't have nothing to think of because they tell us the same shit every year. Reparation, police brutality, injustice, like the same.
I hear that fucking reparations one more time.
I'm telling you.
I want them to start talking about shit that they can actually do and stop making it seem like they just going to open up the promised land and everything's going to be peachy keen. It's like, no, like, be for real. Tell us like, yo, look, you put me in office, this is what I'm going to fight for. It ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to just happen overnight. I may not have the power to get it done right away, and I may not be able to do it at all. But, we're going to fight for it. We're going to try to get this done and then actually do it. And it's just like stop with the lip service and the pouring honey in people's ear with the reparations and all this other crap. It's like, yo, that shit ain't real, man. Stop with that.
I think the system, just not the politician, but the system is too far gone. And they, it was a documentary, this is some years ago, but they followed five people going into politics to get involved and all that. And all of them had high hopes and all this enthusiasm and, work, because I'm working for the people now, and did none of them make it. But the simple fact is that you go in there with that ambition and all this, I'm going to do all this good stuff. But then when you actually get in there and see how the game is actually played, it's just like your good intentions is nothing against that system. So regardless of what your outlook or what your plans may be, it's like once you get inside of it, it's like, all that takes a back seat. So it's like your ideas, as good as they may be, it's just that you're just one person, and if everybody around you is getting paid off the same crooked stuff that they've been working on for decades, it's like you're not going to make a dent in that. And
I mean, as far as at least my perspective, I'm like, I know that it's certain things that the ones that's really in control is just not going to let happen. But it's like there's some things that they that you can do. Like I said, tell us about some shit that's realistic. And that you can actually implement once you get in there, or that you can actually possibly change, if you can get enough people, to vote along with you. It's like, talk to us about that stuff. And it's like, at the very least, when it comes to programs and stuff, like,
I just thought about it. I was like, I think you're right. I was like, I probably would listen to somebody if they got on the TV talking about some, look, I'm not going to be able to lower y'all taxes. That shit's out the window. Like, right, so fuck it. Don't even ask me about that. Yeah. I was like, but what I can do It gets these niggas to come clean up the parks and it's like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
Right. That's why I'm like, yo,
That ain't bad.
about some shit that will actually fucking
Yeah, tax shit though. No, y'all niggas gonna pay these taxes.
You know what's funny?
Stop lying about that. Like, who fucking like? There's no way. When has it ever been a universal lowering in taxes? Like taxes just go up. Like that's just what they do.
Yeah.
Like there's no such thing as I'm gonna get in office and I'm gonna lower your taxes. I'm gonna stop raising taxes. It's like, yeah, you might be able to put it off, for a little bit. You may be able to push that, that inspection or that tax hike up. You might be able to push it off a couple of years, but it's still gonna come because shit got to get paid for. It's like the population is constantly increasing. Things become more expensive to run and take care of and manage and maintain. So it's like the money's got to come from somewhere, and that's where the government gets their money from that they want to spend on that shit is our fucking taxes. Yeah, I'm like, I'm cool with that. I'm like, I'm cool with the concept of it. It's like, I understand that the government needs taxes to do the things that they are supposed to do with it. But it's just like, hey,
because I think right now
doing that with the money.
Like even right now, if there's anybody off the top of your head right now that you would say, hey, I will vote for that person based on the information you know right now. Because I know the person right now, the only person I can think of.
I don't follow politicians like that.
No, so it ain't even a politician. Like even right now, I think a person that should make a run for office or something is Killer Mike. Killer Mike be out there. I'm not sure if you watch any of his videos.
I've seen a few of them. Killer Mike, he too real. They wouldn't let it.
They ain't gonna.
They would not.
You ain't finna come in there running. We ain't finna raise no taxes for nobody. I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
No, they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I'd be making awesome politics. I'd be like, hey, look. Don't ask me shit about motherfucking taxes because they going up. As a matter of fact, you don't want to know what's happening next month.
Shit, I'd be like, if I was president, I'd be like, no more news press conference.
That's right.
You gonna get in the newspaper just like old days. Go online. I ain't finna do no interview with y'all. Aliens real. They live in the goddamn
the Matrix.
They live in the Matrix. They live in the volcanoes and shit. We are surrounded by avalanches and shit, and it's another world outside there. I would just feed into all the conspiracy theories out there.
Get your ass whacked. Real
yeah. Be like, but make sure you pay your taxes by the 15th. They're like
you know that plane that went missing in Malaya? Yeah, it was aliens. Like. Oh shit! But speaking of planes, shit, you guys been flying on Spirit Airlines?
Shit, ain't nobody been flying on Spirit Airlines.
Oh,
I think we did Spirit once, and I want to say we were going to Vegas, and I figured like it's only 4 hours, so it couldn't be that bad. And that shit was horrible. That was 4 hours. I done been in 20-hour situations that seemed shorter than that 4 hours it took to get to Vegas.
Shit, I'd be like, man, I flew on Spirit to Mexico one time, boy. I went up there to get my baggage checked. Argue already. I'm like, God damn, I'm ready to pull my camera out, but I'm like, shit, I ain't trying to miss my flight. But no more flight for the niggas.
Next, Carnival Cruises.
Man. They fucked up Carnival Cruises, man.
Oh, man, that's crazy. And my question is this. It's like, okay, so black people now, they going to get mad because the cheap airlines is closed down. I don't know if there is an argument. I don't know what the fight was. I think you had told me about something yesterday about JetBlue was supposed to be. They
facing financial trouble too.
No, it was supposed to be a merger.
Yeah,
but it got blocked.
Yeah,
because all those shareholders wanted their money to do the restructuring, and somebody gonna get paid. So I mean,
I think that was like last year
something like that.
Maybe.
But they went through bankruptcy twice
in a year.
Damn, that shit tells you something right there. Don't book with us because we gonna steal your money. Remember, we get to keep it if we file bankruptcy.
It's not even that. It's just their model is based on cheap flights. So it's like, hey, we're going to offer you the cheapest flights possible. But it's just like, when you do that, it's like, you become way more susceptible to changes in the market. And gas is like $6 a gallon now. So it's just like, hell, I wouldn't be... I would be surprised if they was all right. If they was just doing good out here, offering $30 flights across the country, and you like your fuel costs alone is already, shooting through the roof.
But I thought it was like making up the difference with the bag check or something or whatever the hell. Because I know that app I use, you can't view that shit now.
I mean, regardless to have whatever other, revenue they were trying to make up from just the ticket prices, it's
that
like
shit wasn't gonna help.
the fact that, that's their whole model is to offer the cheapest flights possible. So it's like that's a temporary. You can't do that race to the bottom shit. Like, that's just marketing 101. It's like it's not sustainable.
Like, come on, black people. Even though they're not the only one flying on each flight. You got those executives that be like, hey, my company paid for my flight. Just go book it. Use this credit card. But then you swiping that card multiple times, paying for your flight. But now you're getting all those plane benefits and credit and coupons and shit. And now you cashing that shit in on the company. But for anybody out there, they going out of business. Put that shit on your resume. Say you was a regional manager for fucking Spirit Airlines and you get hired somewhere else.
Do that shit. And you know what? I didn't think about that until you said it just now, but you're right. I was a manager.
I was a manager.
As a matter of fact, I was a manager, regional / pilot, because I had to go check on other pilots and shit.
Oh, man. Like you just get hired to do a gate agent. I'm gonna get hired just to do background work, just so I can get free flights. American Airlines, I'm putting in my application.
All right. Well, we got anything else? We wrap this one up.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, I'm good. I got taste for some chicken.
Yeah, I got some.
All this talking about black people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was another episode.
All right, y'all. Chop this up.
Yes, sir.
We out.